It really is because this home is so severely destroyed, so damaged. Uh, that's why it appears that there may have been some sort of a direct impact here. None of the other homes here have this much damage, but you're right in terms of the debris. I mean, the debris, there is aircraft debris everywhere in this particular intersection. And also the damage to the vehicles, as you pointed out, Raul, the charred vehicles extends further down this street. What you're looking at here, this is actually Sample Street. So you're right. It's right now. It's hard to really gauge, exactly where this plane crashed, but the the images indicate that it could have made a direct impact here at this home. Now we're still waiting for the official briefing. Again, in terms of what happened to the people who were in this home, what part of the house are we looking at here when we see this gaping hole? There is a vehicle on the property. Was that vehicle parked there, or perhaps that vehicle, was moved because of the impact, moved from the street onto the property? It is charred. There are fire lines everywhere, water hoses, because the multiple fire units from San Diego Rescue are here. They were among the first responders here, putting on, obviously doing what they do and extinguishing the flames. Jose Isea is here with the city of San Diego. We'll try to grab him in just a moment. Was trying to flag him down. Perhaps he has some information to pass along to San Diegans who have questions about what happened here. Right now, behind me, we're looking at firefighters. They are putting up a ladder. Appears to maybe they're wanting to gain access to the second story. And these homes, I should point out, they look like they're townhomes, right? They look like they share a wall. It looks like they might be 2 or 3 units all in one building. As we're getting a closer look, so not exactly single family homes, but this particular area is more looks more to be like a townhome complex. Again, a heavy military community here in Murphy Canyon, guys. Anything up there?
Morning, what's that?
Everybody evacuated from.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just asking a firefighter if they had seen anything up on that second floor. I asked if everyone had been evacuated. He just nodded. So yeah. So really, I mean, these men and women who are out here on the front lines don't have a lot of information to pass along to us. Their number one job right now is to respond, to contain, and get the scene under control. So we'll really have to wait from officials as to casualties, what's going on with with the residents who were directly impacted by this crash. But they have obviously moved their ladder away. They were possibly looking to maybe inspect. We do have an inspector who's here standing behind me. I'm not sure who he is, but he has health inspector, possibly from the city or county. But again, this is something very fluid, as you know. This just happened a few hours ago, and it's pretty remarkable that firefighters have contained flames that have sparked because of this plane crash. But there are still some vehicles that are smoldering as we look live at these images down here on Sample and Salmon Streets.
no, we're gonna have a briefing at 7.
At 7. Okay,
With
so you're going to be part of that.
Chief Eddie, Chief Wall, and the mayor will be there.
Okay. ¿Quién es Chief Eddie?
Chief Dan Eddie, and Assistant Chief.
Assistant Chief.
Yeah, because Chief Logan's out of town.
Okay. So
But Chief Eddie's a rock star. He's a stud.
Chief Eddie,
Assistant
Chief
Chief
Wall,
Eddie for fire,
Chief
and
Wall,
then police
and
chief Wall, and then the mayor.
and the mayor. Okay.
The mayor's getting briefed right now.
Do you know, I understand nobody's been taken to the hospital.
Yeah, Chief Eddie mentioned that at our 5:30.
Is this a
Yeah.
miracle?
Two people treated and released, but that was it.
He and the family?
Yeah, they all self-evacuated.
They self-evacuated.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the direct impact then, I mean, just based on.
Correct.
Okay.
If you guys got the video up on Santo, you'll see a wing, some rudders on the road. It hit a pole. It hit a pole on the street. There was a down pole on the street on Santo.
On Santa.
Which crashed into it this morning.
Crashed there and then.
Yeah, hit the pole, lost her wing, and then came in.
Okay. Let me tell them that. Thank you. I've got some more info.
I mean, that's
Preliminary.
that's what you can kind of deduce.
Yes. I've got some more information. Yeah, well, I spoke with Jose Isea, his PIO with the city of San Diego, confirming to us that the family in this home here that appears to have taken a direct hit from this plane self-evacuated. When you think about that, it sounds like a miracle that everybody is okay. He also mentioned that there were only 2 people from this particular community that were treated by first responders and then released. So far, no one has been taken to any local hospital. Again, this information coming from Jose Isea, PIO from the city of San Diego. He also mentioned, and I asked him again, just by the severe damage to this home, did the plane, does it appear that this was the home where this plane made the direct impact? He said that that is what the initial reports indicate. He did mention that a block away from here, it's probably 1 or 2 blocks. We'd have to pull up a map to be certain, but Santo Road, which is just a block away, correct, David? Yeah. Santo Road, he says it appears, the initial reports are that this aircraft hit some sort of a pole, possibly a light pole, lost a wing, and then came crashing into this home here. Again, that's what Jose Isea with the city of San Diego says the initial reports are indicating, or what you can deduce, or what emergency responders are deducing from the damage and what the scene looks like, that this Cessna could have first hit some sort of a pole, a light pole, off of Santo Road, which is a block away from here, lost a wing or some part of the aircraft and came crashing into this home. But again, confirming to us here just moments ago that it appears only 2 people in this entire community were treated by first responders, were released. No one has had to go or to be transferred to the hospital. And the family inside this home self-evacuated. We'll hope to get more information at their update. That's set to happen right at 7 o'clock. So we'll probably have to readjust locations here. That's about 15 minutes away from now, and we will have more for you during that live news conference.
Control room, can you hear me? What is the directive for the
Mhm.
Well, we ended up wanting to go look live, which I'm gonna wait to see what happens right after.
Sorry, Shali, I got a bit distracted. I'm talking to our colleague, David or Jason Austell, who from KUSI, and he's very familiar with aviation, having been a helicopter pilot or a helicopter reporter for so many years here in San Diego. Obviously, now he's one of our anchors at KUSI. But I was just asking Jason, can I bring you in really quick because he's very familiar with the layout of San Diego, and you were mentioning, Jason, that Montgomery Airport is not far from here.
No, I flew in and out of Montgomery for about 17 years, both fixed wing and helicopters. When I saw the location of this crash, realizing and recognizing that we're in IMC conditions, instrument meteorological conditions, and everything is speculation at this point, but just being here now, I just got here, 2 minutes ago, and looking at the maps and looking at where the field is, it looks like, and again, it's all speculation, but it looks like an instrument approach that went bad. That's my first thought, just looking at it and you can look right down the pipe and see that Montgomery's runway 28 left and 28 right are right there.
Not very far away
Not
from
far
this
away at all.
location. Jason, thank you for explaining that. I just wanted to bring him in. Just obviously, he does know the layout and how close this neighborhood is to Montgomery Airport. But again, we will have official confirmation as to where this plane was going, what direction, and what exactly happened. We don't know why this plane crashed into this home. We have inspectors, PD, firefighters here on this particular property where this airplane hit this home directly. We'll have more for you as we learn it, guys. We'll send things back to you for now. Sure. Right. Yeah, And you guys, and you know, to go back to Raul Shali's questions about what an aircraft was doing flying at that early morning hour under those conditions, I can tell you, just even by looking at the Montgomery Regional Airport website, the airport is open 24/7 for aircraft takeoffs and landings. The control tower, according to its website, is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, but after hours, the airport becomes uncontrolled. However, it is technically an open airport 24/7. But again, we don't have specifics and official information as to where this aircraft was going. Was it heading to Montgomery Airport? It's a possibility, or was there some sort of emergency prior to it obviously crashing, where it needed to redirect itself? The other thing I'm waiting to hear is what happened to the people on board. Who was on that plane? How many people? We know in terms of city officials, no one had to be taken to the hospital. Only 2 people here from this community were treated by first responders and released. And the family inside this home that took the direct hit from this aircraft managed to evacuate, which in and itself can be perceived as a miracle that they were not hurt in this ordeal, guys.
Meanwhile, in the car were a young son and the dogs, and oh, by the way, the husband's on deployment. So you can imagine that you know, there are a lot of people here without their respective spouses as well. So here's the situation. We are awaiting a press conference. What are we going to learn? How many people were aboard the plane? Maybe at the very least. Do we have a preliminary casualty count? But I can tell you, if you're in this area at all, you're certainly appreciative of the fact that you need to stay elsewhere, as it's a very chaotic scene even now. Despite the fact that the crash happened, a little before 4 o'clock this morning. So we'll be back here live in just a couple of minutes, and who's going to lead the press conference, we'll find out when we visit with you at 7. Lauren and Paul, we're back to you in the studio this morning from a very chaotic scene here in the Murphy Canyon, Tierra Santa area.
Another briefing, another update in just a few minutes at 7 a.m. I just checked, and we are still on track for 7 o'clock this morning. We're told that the San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall will be speaking at that briefing, as well as Assistant Fire Chief Dan Eddy. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is expected to be here for that briefing as well. So, of course, we will be here, and we will bring that to you live as soon as it happens. For now, I will send it back to you.
So I should hang on so I can tell them when the press conference is about to start, or should I get on the phone?
I'll just leave my shot up and I can see.
Yeah, so just to reiterate.
Oh, is that? Oh, shit. Thank you. Yeah. So it did feel a little short. Yeah.
from his camera, but she is down there. Meanwhile, I'm over here on standby for the presser. Hey, Trinity. Regina's over by. Okay, here we go. Finally. Hey, Trinity. Regina's over there by Kenny. I don't know if she's going to report from his camera, but I'm over here on standby for the press.
Keep an eye on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Gotta go back and forth, man. Especially with everything.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You know what he really thinks?
Anything at all, because he's got the mic up. I didn't hear that.
No, I didn't hear that.
You guys are monitoring the sucker. Steps to the mic.
Lean into business. Excuse me. Got a question.
Okay, you said that. Okay. I don't have to do anything. You guys are going to watch the shot tape, right?
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, and that's Paul and Lauren, not me.
This one was like,
Okay, fine. Let's get better. Okay.
yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah, so I'll direct that.
Yeah.
She said they were making, I was asking her what she. Okay. No. That's all I'm doing.
No.
I want to make sure they're monitoring. Okay, then
I know. Waiting for Chief Logan.
so,
So I'm gonna ruin your live shot. Okay, presser's been delayed. The chief is delayed because he's stuck on
Going in, Bill.
the 805. I don't know. Might want to just ask her. I don't know. Again, I don't know if she's gonna wanted to report from where Kenny's at with Kenny.
Hey, just Amy and Maria.
Okay. Well, she made a phone call to somebody. I don't know who she talked to. She didn't tell me. She just walked away. Oh, dear God.
Like, dude, I'm in my drop dead years. I don't need help.
Oh, wow. Wow. You as well.
Jug, there's a plane over there. Get out of there.
Oh, God.
Man,
You really are trying to kill me, aren't you? For fuck's sake, man.
Look at that. That's my battery.
Can you do that again?
Literally, I was about to grab the cable and be like, yo, wait. But you just yanked it. You alright?
Oh, use that?
I get lost.
Oh, hey, look at that. Hold on. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna hold this for you while you take care of your there you go. Okay, there you go. There you go. Hey, Mike, check that.
Can I borrow an earbud?
There you go.
Just for the moment.
This is, left ear, I believe.
Yep. Here's a mic check. I don't hear anything.
Oh no! Oh, whatever. You know what? It's better than the whole camera. No, I know better.
I just want to make sure, like, if both your guys here, like,
See, that can be broken. The camera, we won't see him again. This thing, I mean, I can always let that's what's fine.
okay.
Here it is.
There's that voice back there.
You gotta see, you're gonna have to go tell, like,
Yeah. You ready?
Chris yanked on his camera. Well, no, almost technically, I can't say that because I didn't see it, and it's hearsay at that point.
I sound ready.
We're ready. Yeah. Mic check Ed. Mic check Ed. Mic check Ed.
Still gonna sue you.
wait for the check. Wait for the check, that little check.
Make sure it clears first.
Trust me, I just need an MRE.
Wild Bill is very flabbergasted.
Well, and one of the other things when you say they're trying to get information is just getting here. We understand there is an assistant chief here. Chief Logan was out of town at the time, apparently is on his way back and may be very close, but we understand this press conference, which has been delayed until we thought originally 6:30, now it's 7, now it's 7:15. It's not just information gathering, everybody's stuck in traffic. You can imagine the scene just on the 15. We've told you all about all the road closures, or at least indicated that this is an area where we've even hiked ourselves to get here, because obviously they want everything free for emergency vehicles, period. You can imagine there are hundreds of first responders here, not to mention just physically San Diego Police and San Diego Fire. So speaking of the press conference, we are told Assistant Chief Dan Eddy is here. He's on the scene, but he's the only one. We understand that Police Chief Scott Wall will be part of the press conference as well. He's trying to get here. We understand that the mayor, and it may be, I would think that maybe Scott Wall probably is here, though I haven't seen him. I'm looking around the corner where all these officers have gathered, obviously, and trying to gather as much information as they can for this presser that's about to start about 7:15 or so. But we also understand the mayor is going to be here as well, Todd Gloria, and traffic is a huge issue. So just speaking of, if you're you normally take the 15 exits and entrances, etc., they're all closed. So here's what we know so far. We are at the Armed Services YMCA. This is where the command post was. When we first got on the scene here along Santo Road, we immediately stopped at the Navy Exchange because we had heard that might be an area where we can get some information too. What we got was some terrific interviews with people who had just self-evacuated. And what was very interesting, again, not to repeat ourselves, but we certainly understand how fluid this situation is and that people are just joining us and just learning about this. We heard from a Marine aviation tech by the name of Sergeant Leonardo Cavillo, and he had just gotten home after an all-night shift maintaining F-35s over at Miramar, and he went door to door along with his wife and said, listen, get everybody up the hill, so to speak, because all the aviation fuel and the fire is going down into the canyon. Get everybody up. So people self-evacuated. That was not an official evacuation center. In fact, we're hoping to learn more about where people should go physically, because most of these people, they've got their animals and their pets and the clothes they immediately put on, you know, at 4 o'clock this morning. So again, to repeat, this is about 10 minutes of 4 or so. We certainly would think that given what happened here, the plane was probably trying to land at Montgomery as opposed to taking off. Montgomery's over there. Looks like the plane was approaching from the east and slammed into a number of homes here. We understand at least 15 homes. We don't know how many were destroyed, how many damaged, but at least 15 homes were affected. How many casualties there are, will we learn at least preliminarily. Based on a flight manifest, if there is one available, how many people were aboard. I asked the sergeant, I said, in your expertise, can you tell what kind of plane it was? He says, I think it was a single-engine Cessna. So that's what we have from our so-called expert, and he was terrific in the fact that he was keeping a cool head when everybody else was, you know, understandably, trying to get the kids out and get out of pajamas and put clothes on and get the pets in the car. It was pretty chaotic over there, but I will say, you know, this is a military complex. It's Tierra Santa, it's Murphy Canyon. It is a huge military complex of Navy and Marine families. And despite the fact that many of them are without their spouses because they're on deployment, we talked to one, there's a whole mindset with the military, and they do keep, despite the chaos, they appreciate, because of the nature of the spouse's job, they seem to keep a cooler head at a time when, you know, everybody's losing theirs. So everybody was in pretty good shape over there. You know, the tragedy of this is, you know, in terms of the casualties on the ground and what's going on behind us here. Again, the intersection is Sculpin and Santo. You see that police cruiser there, just hang a left there behind that fire apparatus, and it's unfortunately the scene of the crash is right in there. So, you know, the plane's coming in, we would presume, from the east. You know, I doubt at this point, certainly NTSB at some point will be here. We appreciate that. I doubt we'll find out more about what, you know, was there a communication between the plane and the tower, or was it too rapid? Will we at least preliminarily learn how many casualties there are, just based on, okay, at least we know how many people were aboard the plane as opposed to who was in the homes at the time. And that's where we start to think about, oh my goodness, for all of the evacuees and people keeping a cool head, so to speak, and amidst all the chaos, we're going to have some very serious news if, in fact, we can get any information on how many people were killed or injured in this horrific crash. So again, we got a huge military complex here. A lot of people evacuated to a nearby school, Miller Elementary. But we will learn, hopefully, you know, was there any sort of communication between the pilot, or was it just, no, it happened too quickly? How many people were aboard? Do we have a general idea about how many people on the ground were killed or injured? And then evacuation centers. There are 2 nearby schools here, Hancock Elementary, which is, I think, closer to the scene than Miller. Again, we're at the Armed Forces YMCA. This is not an evacuation center. This is strictly the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people in uniform here. Fire department, the homeless outreach team. I talked to 2 guys there. They're assisting. And you can imagine every police agency, ancillary though it is, we're not talking about just street patrols and the hierarchy and the assistant chiefs and the chief. We're just talking about anybody and everybody in uniform is likely here to try to assist both with the crash site as well as the civilians. As I said, this is the populace of what's called Murphy Canyon military housing. I think we commonly refer to it as Navy housing at Tierra Santa. You know, how many people have been impacted. And again, these people have no homes to go to at the moment, just the clothes on their backs. But the interesting part was if they hopefully grabbed a wallet and some money, the Navy Exchange is right there. And I noticed there were several people with wagons and water. Everybody had a pet, some in the car, some outside. And kids, you know, awakened in the middle of the night. We got to go, we got to go. And again, the sergeant saying, hey, we want to move uphill. I'm just monitoring here. I think they escorted perhaps some people in there. Right where you see that police cruiser there, this is Sculpin and Santo, and just to the left is this horrific crash scene. We, at the very least, we can tell people, all right, here's how we might assist you. And of course, the Armed Services YMCA, they're always assisting people with food and whatever assistance they have, and I'm sure they'll be called upon. The Navy Exchange as well. And we're looking at our time here. It is now 7:15. I'm looking around for Jose. Do we have anything? Trying to get one of the city spokespeople. And again, part of it's not just gathering information. I know the mayor wants to be here and give us some information. And you know, one of the our colleague in communications here with the city of San Diego said, you know, we got a traffic issue. They just can't get here. We had enough trouble on our own because obviously they want to keep these streets clear. This is something, you know, they do train for this. And remember, gosh knows, we were over in the Corvera Basin when the lifeguards were, you know, training, etc. So we're going to wrap it up here when we get confirmation as to when the mayor and Assistant Chief Eddie will be here, as well as Police Chief Scott Wall. We'll bring all that to you, but we want to go back to the studio because I think Jason's got more from the scene here. Do you want this back?
Just keep that. Give me the earpiece.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't get to my pocket fast.
He's gonna pull in.
Oh yeah, I did hear. Oh yeah. They were talking about that. They like sound off backward, straight up. I didn't plug my phone in for the call. I don't know why I got it. They were talking about I guess. Pretty hard. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm more of a football guy than I am a basketball guy.
I know, yeah. No, here's the thing though, is that I remember the rap was something when we were in Chicago. And I was saying, like, last year. And I was like, what happened?
That's right. It's good.
Yeah, you know, just like pop.
Yeah, it's like. Yo.
My laptop I just put on your driver's side seat.
Say that again.
I just put my laptop on your driver's side seat.
No, I'm not. What?
Okay, you guys, real quick. We're gonna get set here in about 5 minutes. The show is gonna be with San Diego Fire Chief Robert Logan off the top. He'll be introducing Assistant Chief Dan Eddy with the fire department, who will provide the actual briefing. San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall will follow him. He will then be followed by San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, who will then be followed by Naval Commander, San Diego Naval Commander Bob Healy. Because again, as you guys know, this is all military housing, so we will do that here in about 5 minutes.
Can you have them say their names when they come up, each time they come up?
Excuse me?
Can you have them say their names as they come up?
Okay, yeah, and it's Naval Commander, San Diego Naval Commander Bob Healy, Heely. So, but I'll have them go.
Yeah, have them say it.
Jose? Jose?
Is anybody live right now? Are you on there? Okay. All right. Mic check on for us, channel 2 audio. Mic check. Check, check, check. Test, test, test. We're checking the microphone. We are here at the intersection of Sculpin and Santo Road. Santo is closed right now. We are waiting on a news conference from Chief Wall, San Diego Police Chief Wall, the fire chief, the assistant fire chief, and San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. They are all getting briefed. We're good? Okay. Everybody else good? Okay.
That better?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. And you guys have done mic checks and everything's all good? Okay. Chief Logan? Welcome everybody else.
Welcome and spell my name or?
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Robert Logan. I'm the fire chief for the San Diego Fire Department. Spelling of my name is R-O-B-E-R-T, last name Logan, L-O-G-A-N. This morning at approximately 3:45, 3:47, we have reports of a plane down in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood. San Diego Fire quickly coordinated a response for a plane down incident. and our units responded and started to investigate. Upon arrival, they found multiple vehicles on fire, excuse me, and multiple homes on fire. Now I'll pass it to my Assistant Chief, Dan Eddy of Operations, who was here to give you more information.
Dan Eddy, San Diego Fire. So crews arrived on scene, the initial crews that found multiple houses and cars on fire. We had reports of a plane that had crashed in the neighborhood. It was unknown whether it was a military or a private plane. When they got on scene, they initiated quick attack of the fire and upgraded this to what we call an Alert 5, which is a plane off the field, followed by a second alarm, so we had enough units on scene. We were able to work with San Diego PD, evacuate homes across the region as we came through here and evacuate everything to the south of us. We were able to knock down those fires. At this time right now, we are able to say that no one was transported from the scene. So we don't have anybody that was transported off the scene, which is great news for us on this one. Fire was knocked down. We do have one stubborn car fire that will not go out to the south of us. So if you do see little wisps of smoke behind there, that's what that's from. At this time, we're continuing to fight the fire on that car fire. Everything else is out from the homes down the way. We have multiple crews that will be on scene doing decon and investigating. FAA is also on scene, and we're working in conjunction with them and San Diego PD to ensure that everything is searched, including the homes and everything that is involved with the planes itself. We expect to be out here for 4 to 6 hours at least doing the investigation part of it until we pass it along. And then moving forward, we'll probably be here through the rest of the 24-hour period. I'm going to pass it off to Police Chief Scott Wall.
Good morning. First, I want to start by saying our heartfelt condolences to the families that are impacted by this terrible incident. From the police department side, our objectives were very simple: scene control, traffic control, and evacuations. We had officers from throughout the city that responded. We had over 50 officers that were able to get here within minutes. We started evacuating all of the homes that were impacted. We had an evacuation center up at Miller Elementary. We have close to 100 people that have been displaced and are up there. We've locked all the streets down. Essentially, Santo Road south of Arrow is still closed and will be for the next few hours and on into the day. And we're going to continue working collaboratively. I want to commend all of the first responders that were out here this morning, the fire department, the police department. I can't quite put words to describe what this scene looks like, but with the jet fuel going down the street and everything on fire all at once, it was pretty horrific to see. And for the police officers and firefighters to run in there, start trying to evacuate people out of the way and doing anything and everything they could to try to save somebody's life is really heroic. And again, I'm going to end with saying heartfelt condolences to the families that were impacted by this. And with that, let me introduce Mayor Todd Gloria.
Thank you, Chief. I also want to extend the condolences of the City of San Diego to the passengers aboard the plane's families impacted on the ground. We will be continuing to keep you all posted throughout the day as more information becomes available. But what I can tell you right now is that we have had an extraordinary response effort here led by the San Diego Fire Rescue Department, the San Diego Police Department. But what you've seen is a collaborative effort with county, state, and federal partners, as well as our partners in the community. As we have representation here from the Red Cross, the San Diego Humane Society, and other key partners that are making sure that those who are impacted here on the ground have the support they need. And that's what I want to say is that our city will be supporting these families who are impacted here. They're part of the military community that makes up our city, the proud partners of our community. And we will support them for as long as it takes to make sure that we get back to good here in Tierra Sana. Appreciate it, the early communication from Navy Region Southwest and Admiral Brad Rosen, who's an extraordinary partner for our city. I also want to note Councilmember Raul Campillo is monitoring the situation very, very closely. He'll be out here later today. But we're all going to be band together and make sure that this situation is buttoned up. Again, extraordinary effort by our first responders. I can't emphasize that enough. The limitation in terms of the additional damage on the ground is a direct result of their hard work, of their expertise. their professionalism. And I think every San Diegan expresses our appreciation to these heroes who got the job done this morning. It's still a tragedy, and again, our hearts are with those who are impacted. And we'll continue to be here throughout this response effort. Make sure, again, the families who are impacted, those who are not able to access their homes, are well supported until they're able to get back into their homes. That said, as I mentioned, this has been a collaborative effort. We are on military property. These are military families, military housing, and here on behalf of Navy Region Southwest is the commanding officer for Naval Base, Captain Bob Healy. Captain Healy?
Good morning, Captain Bob Healy, and as the mayor mentioned, I am the commanding officer of Naval Base San Diego with oversight of the area here in Murphy Canyon. This is one of the largest military housing units in the world. Certainly we have a lot of military families that are impacted. Again, want to send our condolences and thoughts and prayers to all of those impacted by this. Our foremost concern right now is to make sure that we have the safety of our families who reside in the neighborhood behind us. We are doing that down the street at Miller Elementary, and we really appreciate the local cooperative efforts to make sure that our military families are taken care of. So that'll be primary going forward, and again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone. So thank you very much.
Any questions?
A point of
Preliminary casualty count
for fire. You stated that there have been no transports. Does that mean if casualties are limited to just those on the plane, or has there just not been a full sweep yet?
No, we've done a full sweep. We're doing what's called a fob. So we go in between and we're looking at everything down the airport that we have here. There's a possible debris field all the way back behind us, all the way into here. So we're going to make sure and we do a step-by-step process of going through. Through the housing units that we have down here, no one was transported out of the housing units. That's where I say we were lucky in that fact that no one from those homes was injured that we've had so far. We had some possible minor injuries, but no one was transported from the scene from any of the housing units. All the fatalities right now look to be that they're from the plane. We're working with the FAA right now to find out how many actual people were registered on that plane. We'll have more information for that here shortly when we get those numbers. But everything that's a fatality right now appears to be from the plane itself.
Can you tell us how many? Is it more than one fatality?
Yes, there are more than one fatality that we've found so far, but we're waiting to get the registered numbers that were on the plane itself.
Two things. It was a commercial. Was it what kind of plane?
It was a private plane. So a private plane, and it was registered out of the Midwest is where the flight originated from, is what we have. We're still getting the final information on it.
And how many people was it able to carry?
The plane itself, I believe, holds 8 to 10 people with the pilot included, but at this time we don't know how many people were actually registered on the plane.
Any communication from the pilot?
We don't have anything on the communication from the pilot.
Was the Montgomery Tower open at the time, overnight?
I believe so, but that's something that the FAA can answer for you. I don't know on that one. On the fire side, I don't know.
But we know of no communication last minute from the pilot of the plane.
I don't have any communication from FAA on that one if they were coming through on that one. On the fire side, we arrived on scene and found the plane into the sides of the houses over here.
Are we going to be able to hear from somebody with the FAA?
Yeah, later on we'll have somebody that will come with the FAA. We wanted to come right now and give you the best information that we could at the start here, and then we'll get someone over here to give you more information.
Updated numbers on damaged homes.
At this time right now, that's what we're doing the fob and walking through on it. I can tell you that there are multiple homes, upwards of 10 homes that are affected. Also, when it hit the street, as the jet fuel went down, it took out every single car that was on both sides of the street on fire. So if you saw the scene, I know some of you had some images from earlier, you could see that every single car was burning down both sides of the street. And so that's something that we're going to have to look at too. That's why you have the wisps of smoke, because we have one car fire that just will not go out no matter what we put on it right now.
Any homes destroyed?
There is multiple homes that are destroyed, yes. So
I had a question because I was down there at the scene and you saw the one on the corner with a collapsed roof. Is that the most significant?
that's the most significant impacted house, is the one on the far east side of that street. That's the most impacted. We are doing that walkthrough right now for looking at multiple items. One, damage to the homes. We're also looking for parts of that plane because it'll be part of the investigation as we go through, right? And then we're also looking for victims.
You say no one was transported from the homes,
yeah,
miraculously.
Yes.
Is it possible some of those, and I know this is very early,
yeah,
were vacant?
It could be that homes were vacant, but at the same time, too, our fires crews did a phenomenal job of doing primary and secondary searches. The way that works for us is we have one crew search the entire home, a secondary crew comes in after them, searches it again. Now that we've had daylight, we're also flying our UAS, which is our drone. So our drone is getting flown overhead, too, to make sure that there's no damage on top of these homes or anyone there either.
Have any of the residents been able to tell you how in the world they survived in terms of your people?
I believe that some of our people ran into residents when they were coming out. I don't have any of the updates on that.
Was it headed to Montgomery Field?
It looked like it was heading in Montgomery Field. Yes, if you look, you saw the plane come overhead was heading in that same direction.
And do planes usually come in that late? Is that normal?
I don't know on that one. On that, I'm unsure on that.
When you say Midwest,
yeah,
that's about all you have?
That's what we have right now. We'll have more information from the FAA on that once we get it. And for us, too, it's very important for us to find out how many people were on that plane.
NTSB, have they talked to you and we're on our way from somewhere?
Yes, NTSB is en route also to do the investigation.
Do you know where they're from?
No, I don't.
And when, you know when they'll arrive?
Hopefully soon. I do not have an arrival time. As soon as we get that to you, we'll get it passed across from our PIO.
Was it all military housing that was affected?
Yeah, so everything behind us here is all military housing. To the south end of Arrow Road that you see is all military housing around it. We're standing on military housing ground here right now. So it was all military housing that was affected.
And when you talk about the debris field, like how can you kind of describe like how big of a debris field are we talking?
So we're talking about the debris field all the way back to the power lines that you see behind you. So that's where we're investigating from there, trying to keep that area back.
You say power lines.
Yeah.
Possibly, I know you don't want to speculate without the FAA or NTSB, but there's a debris field from power lines that are nearby.
Yeah.
Can you be more specific?
So as you can see behind, there's a clipped power line behind us back there. We're trying to figure out if that was involved from the plane. That's something that they'll be investigating also. I don't have the exact numbers as to if it did hit it or not.
The nature of the debris below the power line would indicate?
That's what we're looking at right now.
What
That's where we're
kind of
sending.
debris are we
No,
talking
that's why we're sending our second FOB crew to see if it does affect it or not. Our first main concern was the houses behind us, to ensure that those were there. So our first crews went through and searched that. We're now moving our crews over to that debris field behind there with the FAA to work on it.
With the power line clip, do we know about outages right now?
So right now, luckily, we have no outages that have been hit. SDG&E has done a great job giving us updates and ensuring that everything is running well. As the day goes on and more people wake up and go through the rest of it, we'll ensure that we give you updates on that if there is any power affected.
I know San Diego Humane Society is here. We've seen a number of animals carted out of the neighborhood. Can you tell us anything about those animals?
I don't have number of animals. I can get that to you, absolutely.
Do you know if they were hurt or if they're...
I don't have that either. My main focus was trying to ensure that we had all the people out of there first, but I can get you all those numbers here shortly.
Do you know whether EMTs were treating people there? We were over at a self-evacuation center, and there were people with burned feet, for example, just trying to get out of their homes.
Yeah.
Did you have people on the scene actually treating people?
Yes, we had people on the scene treating people. Nobody was actually transported. The people that were over at your scene were brought back to the scene, treated. They were not transported to the hospital. They decided to sign out. Any other questions?
I think maybe for Captain Healy, what sort of services are available for the folks that are impacted back there?
Yeah, certainly. We've had a community-wide effort to really bring a lot of services we need. I know the USO, the emergency services for the city is, and I've also had multiple organizations reach out, connect, and find ways they can connect with our families. So we're using Miller Elementary as that staging ground right now, and certainly there's a lot of things that we're going to have to look at moving forward for families to rebuild, their lives and their homes and things like that.
Anything that somebody wants to do to help, who can they coordinate with?
You can coordinate with the base, Naval Base San Diego Public Affairs, and we'll take it from there.
How are the evacuated families coping right now?
They're coping well. Certainly they're shocked, and to wake up to this, so certainly we're going to be by their side to make sure that they're properly cared for, as anyone would expect, and really appreciate the community-wide effort to support us in that endeavor.
I don't know if you can talk to this, but we've talked to some of the military folks who live in the neighborhood, and they really jumped into action to help their neighbors. Probably a lot of their military training could have really helped out in a situation like that.
Yeah. Well, like the gentleman standing behind me, I mean, we're trained to act, in crisis mode. So many of the sailors, Marines, and others that you saw really, stepped in and took action and got the families out. And certainly the first responders jumped on the scene very quickly to support us. So it's a team effort.
Got
Captain, as the day goes along, is it possible there could be another evacuation center beyond Miller? Or is that the official one right now, and we think
At this point, that's going to be the only one at this point, sir.
I have one quick question just to clarify on the fatalities, and I know that's just you're looking at the plane, but is it accurate to say you believe that multiple people?
It's accurate that multiple people believe we have multiple fatalities. From what we've found so far on scene, we do believe we have multiple fatalities, but we're going to have to go through and take our time and ensure that exactly what we have.
Okay, guys, thank you for being out here and helping us get information out. We'll try to have another briefing before 11 o'clock, so I'll stand by for that. Thank you, guys. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey guys, we have a secondary media location that's set up. It's across from the house. 3197 Salmon.
Yeah, Jay.
Oh my God. 97
Yep.
Hey, guys,
Yeah,
look,
you
this
said
is
look me up.
enclosure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
The
known
officer
Jane.
will let you under the
I've known
gate.
Jane over the
Stay to
phone
left.
forever because I used to be
3197 Salmon.
You're on landfill together. So we've done a lot of.
Okay, I'm Kevin Dixon. I'm gonna see if I can get Lee over here.
Candace Hadley is our fire carrier. She's the one that
You want me to use this? It's up to you.
Will you be using my shot again anytime soon, or are we done?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Say it again. We're gonna go back to where we were just at. But are we like gonna be like on air throughout the whole time until midday? Hold on for a sec. Hold on, but talk to Steph.
They want a package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Not just us.
Let me see.
Dan Eddie.
Yeah, we should be. Hold on, let me step in front of the camera. Hold on. Hey, good morning, Moses and Mel. Right now, we just got an update from San Diego Fire and Police, as you just heard, and right now it's just a matter of scoping through the area and making sure to see if there's anybody else left in the homes, seeing where else the damage is at. Obviously, we can see right now this house, they said right here on the corner, this is the most impacted home, and they do believe as of right now that there are multiple fatalities from the crash and they believe it's all from the people on the plane. They do not know how many people were on this plane. All they know right now is that the plane that was coming into Montgomery Field, they believe it carries around 8 to 10 people, but they are not sure exactly how many people were coming on the plane. They know the plane was coming from the Midwest here to San Diego. They're not sure exactly about the location, and we are expecting to get an update from the FAA soon, so we will be waiting to get more information from them on that, and they expect San Diego Fire Police expects to give another update to us closer to 11 o'clock, as right now, again, they are just surveying this area. They have the hazmat teams that are out here to try and clear out jet fuel. They say that's going to be a very long process in terms of clearing out this area with the debris and the fuel, and again, this is just a matter of now searching through to see if anybody is left. We actually have seen multiple dogs being rolled out from this scene right now, so the San Diego Humane Society is here. So again, it's just a matter of picking up where they left off with their investigation after this presser, and they are just a matter of looking through the neighborhood right now to see if anybody is left in the homes, to see where the rest of the damage is. And again, 15 homes impacted by this, but the latest information that we have right now is that they do believe there are multiple fatalities from the plane, but nobody on the ground was transported to the hospital, and they don't believe there are any deaths or any fatalities from people on the ground. It's simply just from people on the plane. Mel, Moses. Cool. Steph, are you going to take us live again or no? Hello. And I can transition it to it's like, hey, like most of you know that it was a very foggy morning. Hi guys. With one in the beginning. That's right. All right. Yeah. No. It's. Are we hitting the 856 or no? Okay, yeah, because we got just because we want to start working on our day stuff, but then and that's I got to tell them too. Like, hey, they're expecting to give another briefing right before 11 o'clock, so the package may be a little tough because if we get new information, the package will be outdated. So let me call Aaron real quick. All right, bye. Huh? We're live at 8:26 for that cut in, and then we'll have to start working on midday. But I'm going to tell them, I'm like, we'll start working on the package, but I'm going to tell them, like, hey, like, it may not be worth the package because they're going to give another update at 11 o'clock.
I mean, just like try to go from the low side, soft type of thing in the situation. Like,
let me call Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. So I should have mentioned this earlier. We're gonna do this cut in, and then we're gonna start from midday. We're gonna try to put the package together. But just to give you the heads up, they are planning to have another press briefing right before 11 o'clock. So we may have to just go with like a straight live or like a live post slot because we may get more updated information at that press it before 11 o'clock. And he said it would be right around 11. So I assume around like 10:30, 10:45. Okay. You know what? I like that option. So we'll pull the sound. We'll pull the sound from them, and we'll pick out maybe like 2 or 3 sound bites. Even if it has to be a mini pack, let's pull 2 or 3 sound bites from it and everything like that, and then we could go. And then I could have the most updated information for the intro and the tag. All right, sounds good. Cool. Appreciate it. Bye. So Eric said, so we have enough sound from this one company that described the whole the situation and everything like that. So what we could do is that with that sound, that could be our package and just being like, hey, they woken up to this, blah blah blah, like scenes.
So we're doing package.
Yeah, and then our live intro and the live hit will actually be like the most updated information that we have. All right, so.
Great, nice to meet you. Oh yeah, I met you. No, I'm with Kogo.
Oh wait, okay, no,
Yeah, I think I met you before at Comic-Con, right?
Yes, I remember with Danny. I do remember you. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sweet, dude. Well, here we are. Another weird thing. Right. Yep.
It's only Thursday.
Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, why not? Yeah, maybe something else. Just keep, varieties here. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because our actual EP she just took off yesterday for like vacation, so she is so lucky.
She's like, hopefully nothing pops off while I'm gone and everything like that.
One of our anchors went on vacation. First day of vacation today, they pulled her back in to go to
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I guess I'm going back.
I mean, at least it was the first day where she hadn't made it.
She hadn't made it. And today's her birthday.
Happy birthday!
Right?
Happy birthday! You're going to go to the exhibition.
That is.
Oh yeah.
Wait, like I told you, he told me he was supposed to be on air.
Yeah.
I think I might have told you that earlier. I was supposed to be producing. I'm MJ/producer, so today, because my EP was gone, they needed me to fill in on our 11 a.m. show. And then once everything happened, at first they're like, oh, like go get footage and all that. And then they were like, you know what, just go get ready to report.
Yeah, this is a very big part of it. I normally do iHeart's all of Central Valley of California last year. So I'm doing all these breaks from all the iHeart stations.
Yeah, oh wow.
So they're like, hey, we're going to have somebody cover for you. We just go.
Yeah, all right, there you go. At least you had something to cover.
This is true. Well, it's funny how they're so good about getting that coverage when it's important to them.
But now when it's not, it's like, I figure it out.
Like, I'm so sorry. We're just with this such a thing.
Crazy.
The producer wants me to pester He's like, yell at him like songs that were written. I was like, no.
Oh, I want to do that.
What's up, Dustin? Yeah. Okay, well, and so just so y'all know, and I told Eric, they're planning on having a press conference around around midday, and we still got to work on the stuff at midday too. So hopefully that gets to intertwine. Yeah. Yeah. If anything, if she can come up here to us first, if she can grab my my Mac off my desk, that would be great because I need my laptop. Yeah. It's right. Yeah, it's right next to Andy's. So if I can, yeah, so if she could bring that up so that way I can have it. I was rushing out the door when we were coming to the scene first, and I completely forgot to grab it. So is my water bottle there too? Oh damn it! It's in the car. I'm changing in my car. All right, never mind. We are at the actual scene of the crash, so we asked Jenny to grab it once what's it called? Central Road. Okay. Bye. getting everything. Just kind of posting everything on socials.
How's your green screen coming?
They even think I'm going to shoot a stand-up with this on the green. Adam.
You're flabbergasted right now.
I would be.
You're all over the place right now.
Adam, not right now.
What's the whole point of it?
Bro, it's a challenge us. And I'm like, I'm producing next 2 days. He's like, figure it out. All right, thanks. And now I'm on a breaker. Is he doing something with everybody? Jenny. She's bringing my laptop. Oh my god. But she's coming up. They're gonna get more sound and stuff like that.
Who's she coming with?
Just by herself. She's coming to get more sound.
Overwhelming, isn't it?
Check, 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 check. Can y'all hear me?
I can't hear that.
He's with Fox now?
Huh?
He's with Fox now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello.
I know, me too.
Yes, I can. There you are. I hear you.
Who is it?
Okay.
Who is this?
Madison.
Who's that?
Yeah. Oh, somebody's coming out. A neighbor's coming out. I don't know if he's going to speak to us at all. But,
I don't think he's going to say
yeah. It looks like he's leaving, but let's see. Cool. Are we just coming straight out to me to start? Good morning, I'm ABC 10 News reporter Adam Campos. I'm live at the scene in Tierra Santa where a small plane crashed into this neighborhood here behind me, and we just received an update from San Diego Police and San Diego Fire that multiple people have died from the plane crash, all of them coming from people on the plane. There were no fatalities reported on the ground, and now nearly 100 people have been displaced because of this. Around 15 homes have actually been impacted, as you can see all the damage that has been done from this plane crash. And what we know is that the plane was coming into San Diego from the Midwest. We do not know how many people were on the plane as of right now, and we are working to get an update from the FAA soon about what more information with this plane. And one thing we want to know is the visibility this morning was very low. We do not know what the visibility in terms of how much it impacted, but now we want to turn to Moses Small for the weather.